All right, whenever you're ready.
Thank you. Okay, got everybody back. Good morning. The public hearing before the Akron City Planning Commission will come to order. The order of procedure here today will be the Department of Planning and Urban Development will present each of the petitions or applications on the agenda. We will hear from the proponents. We will hear from the opponents. The Planning Commission members will then consider their decision on each matter. Our decision may be for approval, disapproval, or time for additional study. Anyone wishing to speak on a specific item under consideration will be recognized and identify himself or herself by name and address. And if you intend to speak or offer any comments on any item pertaining to this program, you will need to be sworn in for your testimony. And before we begin, as a matter of record, item HPC 2020-70 CU has been withdrawn. So anyone here for that item, please note that you will be notified when this comes before us on another agenda. Do you have a motion to accept our September minutes?
So moved. Second.
Do you have a motion to accept our minutes from September?
Ms. Sweet Bunton,
Yes.
Ms. York,
Yes.
Ms. Boyes,
Yes.
Mr. Wyatt,
Yes.
Mrs. Green.
Her video disappeared.
I think she might have froze up.
Yes.
There we go.
PC 20,
Her audio's spotty, too.
62 SNLE. I'm sorry. Sale and lease of city-owned land in the Firestone Business Park. And who is that? Mr. Becker?
Yes.
Need to be sworn in, Mr. York?
Thank you, Madam Chair. I might as well do Mr. Becker, Mr. Segedy, and Mr. Antonucci all at once. Could you all please raise your right hand? Do you swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give will be the truth, nothing but the truth?
I
I
do.
do.
Thank you.
Okay, good morning, members of the committee or the commission. My name is Brad Beckert. I'm with the Office of Integrated Development. Can everybody hear me? Okay.
Yes.
This item before you is the sale and lease of city-owned property at Firestone Business Park. City of Akron is the owner of this property right now. We have been approached by Pleasant Valley Construction, who is currently building a building on another parcel in this park, to buy an additional 5-acre parcel and to lease a 1-acre parcel for additional parking. They have been contacted by a large distribution company that is willing to bring 300 or more new jobs to the city to open a facility. And these would all be good paying positions. So the city is demonstrating our willingness to sell this property to Pleasant Valley so this project can get up and underway. And they plan on hopefully finishing the building that they have now and starting construction on the additional parcel by the beginning of first quarter of next year.
Thank you. Is there anyone here to speak in favor of this item? Anyone speak in opposition? Are there any questions from the commission? Recommendation?
Move to approve. Second.
Ms. Boyce,
Yes.
Mr. Wyatt,
Yes.
Ms. Sweet Bunton,
Yes.
Ms. York,
aye,
Ms. Thurman, Ms. Thurman. She's not here.
Right.
Ms. Green.
Yes. Thank you. Public hearing on that item is closed. Public hearing before the Akron City Planning Commission will come to order. The order of procedure here today will be the Department of Planning and Urban Development will present each of the petitions or applications on the agenda. We will hear from the proponents. We will hear from the opponents. The Planning Commission members will then consider their decision on each matter. Our decision may be for approval, disapproval, or time for additional study. Anyone wishing to speak on a specific item under consideration will be recognized and identify himself by name and address. If you intend to speak or offer any comment or opinion pertaining to this item, you must be sworn in for your testimony. It's PC 2020-57T, text change to amend Unified Planned Development District UPD 33 to allow limited access to West Bath Road from Ascot Industrial Park. Mr. Antonucci.
Yes, thank you, Madam Chair, Commission members. The city administration is requesting a text change to allow for limited vehicular access to West
Mike?
Bath Road from Ascot Industrial Park. In 1983, the city of Akron annexed 571 acres from Northampton Township. At the time, the township zoning for the land permitted industrial uses except for a strip of land 300 feet deep along the north side of Bath Road, precluding vehicular access to the strip of Bath Road for industrial uses. The newly established UPD 33 at the time in 1983 maintained this de facto limitation, requiring all industrial park traffic to be directed to Old State Route 8, which is State Road, to the east, and implementing a 100-foot landscape buffer along Bath Road. The administration has received numerous communications from the businesses within Ascot Industrial Park regarding the periodic traffic congestion at peak times. The single point of ingress and egress, although signalized, is insufficient at times to adequately move the employee and freight traffic. In order to help alleviate the situation, while recognizing the desire to limit heavy volumes of industrial traffic on Bath Road, the administration intends to allow limited vehicular traffic onto West Bath Road by extending Ascot Parkway south from the cul-de-sac with a single lane for outbound car traffic only and curving the intersection to prevent left turns onto Bath Road. This will allow employees a secondary means of leaving at shift change times while still restricting freight truck traffic to State Road. Additionally, emergency ingress and egress will be possible through the new drive for police, fire, and paramedics. And the Office of Integrated Development and Planning staff recommends approval of this text change. Thank you.
Thank you. Is there anyone here to speak in favor of this item? Anyone speak in opposition? Questions from the commission? Recommendation?
Move to approve.
Second,
Ms. Sweet Bunton,
Yes.
Ms. York,
aye.
Ms. Boyce,
Yes.
Mr. Wyatt,
Aye.
Mrs. Green.
Aye.
Madam Chair,
Public hearing on this. Yes.
I just wanted to mention that this next item, I believe it's related to the last, and we don't have any here for that matter. So you could skip the statement.
Well, thank you, Mr. York, for reading my mind, because I didn't want to do that
Give you some
anyway.
time.
Thanks, John. Yes. PC 2020-61D, dedication of Ascot Parkway extended.
Right,
Mr.
so,
Antonucci.
sure, thank you, Madam Chair, Commission members. Yeah, the city is requesting dedication of this extension of Ascot Parkway. The street would continue south from the cul-de-sac, 96 feet to Bath Road. The administration intends to allow vehicular traffic on the westbound Bath Road by extending the, it would be the street from the cul.
That was anticlimactic.
I think his earphones got unplugged.
His whole computer came unplugged, apparently. We'll just have to wait for him to come back in, I guess.
He should be back shortly.
Coffee too strong?
I was reading along with him. I should have just left off where he was reading. Administration has reached and he
Are we sure this isn't Friday the 13th?
I know it's been a tripped out day.
Yeah, we've been relatively successful with technology up to this point. I guess this is our meeting to try to improve our tech a little bit.
Yeah, this is
Are they still working on the side roads downtown off Main Street? The side streets? Maybe they could.
There's still a little bit of ancillary construction going on around there. Yeah, from place to place and on some of the sidewalk edges of Main Street too. But it is all open to vehicular traffic now, which is great.
I drove down it and then I was like, I wanted to go up the hill to park in the Summit County deck. And I'm like, oh man, I gotta go all the way down and around. But so,
looking good down there. I drove straight through the other day. It looks real nice, real nice. It's a big improvement.
John, what did you say about saving time?
I apologize. That jinxed us.
Can someone else from planning just keep reading the comments?
Yeah, if that's allowable, I could pick up where Mike left off. If that's the pleasure of the
Certainly.
commission.
I mean, Jason, you're the head of the department, so you could certainly step into Mike's shoes.
I think he was on administration, right? That was where we
Yeah.
left off.
Yeah, he was.
Okay, so I'll just keep going. The administration has received numerous communications from businesses within Ascot Industrial Park regarding the periodic traffic congestion at peak times. The single point of ingress and egress off a state road, although signalized, is insufficient at times to adequately move the employee and freight traffic. In order to help alleviate the situation while recognizing the desire to limit heavy volumes of industrial traffic on Bath Road, the administration intends to allow limited vehicular traffic onto West Bath Road by extending Ascot Parkway south from the cul-de-sac with a single lane for outbound car traffic only and curving the intersection to prevent left turns onto Bath Road. This will allow employees a secondary means of leaving at shift change times while still restricting truck traffic to State Road. Additionally, emergency ingress and egress will be possible via the new drive for police, fire, and paramedic equipment. As such, the following text changes are recommended for the UPD 33 district. And basically those changes are no vehicular access permitted to or from Bath Road to serve retail, commercial, or industrial development, except vehicular access onto Bath Road at the southwest terminus of Ascot Parkway extension, allowed for employee egress and others in personal vehicles. Ingress and egress can also be provided for emergency vehicles at this location. And then the second condition is a buffer zone with a minimum width of 100 feet between any residentially zoned property on the north side of Bath Road in any non-residential structure constructed within the UPD 33 district. So basically this is a land use buffer between some of the commercial development in the industrial park and any existing or future residential nearby. And we do recommend approval of the text change to allow that access onto Bath Road. Happy to take any questions.
I move to approve.
Second.
And here's where we need Mike.
Oh, yeah. Aye. Gary Wyatt, aye.
Stephanie York, aye.
Thank you. Does anyone speak in favor of this site?
Oh.
Okay, roll call.
There's Mike. So Mike, we were able to go through the remainder of the reading of the item, and we were just at the point to do a roll call. We got a motion in a second.
Okay, yeah, my computer just literally just shut down. That was the oddest thing. So I was trying to get on my phone. It wasn't working. It was just, I don't know why that did that.
Well, it's good to have you back.
Maybe IT's doing something funny up there. I don't know, because they're supposed to be hooking me up with a new computer, so I hope it wasn't that. So where are we on item 60, 2020?
Yeah, we actually just needed the roll call vote, or to affirm the vote on the Ascot Parkway access to Bath Road.
Okay.
Yeah, on 61D.
Okay.
Dedicate.
So Ms. York,
Aye.
Ms. Boyes,
Yes.
Ms. Sweet Bunton,
Yes.
Mr. Wyatt,
Aye.
Mrs. Green.
Yes. Thank you. Public hearing on that item is closed. Public hearing before the Akron City Planning Commission will come to order. The order of procedure here today will be the Department of Planning and Urban Development will present each of the petitions or applications on the agenda. We will hear from the proponents. We will hear from the opponents. The Planning Commission members will then consider their decision on each matter. Our decision may be for approval, disapproval, or time for additional study. Anyone wishing to speak on a specific item under consideration will be recognized and identify himself or herself by name and address. If you intend to speak or offer any comment or opinion pertaining to any items in this program, you will need to be sworn in for your testimony. PC 2020-60CU, petition of Apex Studios LLC for conditional use to establish a beauty salon at 75 East Talmadge Avenue. Do we have a person here from Apex to be sworn in?
He's
Okay,
connecting to
Mr. Antonucci.
Mr. Neal? Mr. Neal, do you intend to testify?
Mike?
We're just waiting right now, Madam Chair, for Ms. Collins to connect. As soon as she connects, I can swear her in. I suppose in the meantime, while we're waiting, I guess, yeah, Mike, you could give your synopsis.
Okay, I'll
Mike?
go ahead. Yeah, thank you, Madam Chair, Commission members. Apex Studios LLC is holder of an option to lease property for use as a beauty salon, which is classified as a retail use. The structure had been converted for office uses, and as such, petitioner has very few changes to make to the floor plan. They're proposing to use the ground floor for the salon studios, with the upper floors continuing to be used as office space. Petitioner will have one other full-time employee and anticipates that they will take in between 5 to 10 customers a day. Business will be conducted by appointment only with no walk-in clients. There's ample parking behind the structure. It has 10 hard surface parking spaces, and it's access to Blaine Avenue. The property also has a fully screened fence between the residents to the north. The use of the former real estate office at 75 East Talmadge Avenue as a beauty salon should not have a negative impact upon the surrounding neighborhood. The property is suitably developed for the salon use. The location of the office along Talmadge Avenue is ideal along this business corridor. Office of Integrated Development and Planning staff recommends approval. Thank you.
Recommends approval.
Ms. Collins?
Can you hear me?
Yes, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, I want to swear you in. If you could please raise your right hand. Do you swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give will be the truth and nothing but the truth?
Yes.
Thank you.
Do you have somebody there with you that also wanted to testify?
I have my partner here with me.
Thank you. Mr. York, would you please swear in the...
Yes, I will do that. Ms. Collins, who's there with you?
I have Braisha Raymer. This is my partner here. Hello.
I'm sorry, I didn't catch your name, ma'am. What was your name?
Braisha.
What's your name?
Braisha Raymer. I'm also logged in too.
Okay. Ms. Raymer, if you could raise your right hand. Do you swear that the testimony you're about to give will be the truth and nothing but the truth?
Yes.
Thank you.
Okay, could you please give us your name and address before you begin, Ms. Collins?
Yes, my name is Christina Collins. Would you like the business address? Or were you asking for my residential address?
Can you please give us your name and address?
She'd like your residence address.
Okay. I'm sorry, I was having a little trouble. She's kind of breaking up. My name is Christina Collins, and my address is 1135 Ardmore, and that's Ardmore
Let's have
Avenue,
your residential, please.
Southwest, and that's in Canton, Ohio, 44710. Let me know if you didn't catch the whole address.
I think we got that. Thank you, Ms. Collins.
Okay. So,
Thank you.
Is there anything else that you needed statement-wise?
Okay.
I think they'd probably like an explanation of, you know,
Okay.
what you're asking for and what you hope to do.
Right, exactly. So at Apex Studios, we plan to be a beauty salon. So right now we have our 2
Now, if there's
employees.
anything that you'd like to add to the comments that were already made by Mr. Antonucci.
The only thing in addition to the notes that you already have for the beauty salon purposes are the fact that the salon is set up already to be a salon. I don't know if the commission understands that there's already fixtures and a floor plan for the salon. So we have literally next to no changes to make. So we just wanted to make that known that it was formerly a salon that held a actual Ohio cosmetology license. So we plan to go in, me and my partner, and work independently, but cohesively at the same time, doing hair, nails, and beauty services, which we have adequate parking for, and we have our hours as 10 to, I think, 7. So we don't plan to cause any disruptions or anything, and we plan to help the community. We're very focused on community events and things like that. So we're excited to come to the community. That's all that we had to add.
I move to approve and good luck.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Second.
Mrs. York,
Aye.
Mrs. Boyes,
Thank you.
Yes.
Is there anyone else who's
Mrs. Sweet Bunton,
in favor of
Mr.
this
Wyatt?
item?
Yes.
Mrs. Green,
She really needs her audio fixed by the next time.
Yes.
Renee, do you have anything
Okay,
else?
we
The only
declare the
thing I can think
public
of is if
hearing
you
on
have
this item closed. Thank you.
it's open on your
Thank you.
computer, that could be affecting your internet connection. It's not your audio.
Okay, public hearing before the Akron City Planning Commission. No, and I did check after I got your message, and there is nothing else open.
Okay. That's the extent of my IT capabilities, so.
Okay, public hearing before the Akron City Planning Commission will come to order. The order of procedure here today will be the Department of Planning and Urban Development will present each of the petitions or applications on the agenda. We will hear from the proponent. We will hear from say that again. Alyssa?
I didn't say anything. We're good.
Okay, we will hear from the proponents, we'll hear from the opponents. Planning Commission members will then consider their decision on each matter. Our decision may be for approval, disapproval, or time for additional study. Anyone wishing to speak on a specific item under consideration will be recognized and identify himself or herself by name and address. If you intend to speak or offer any say that one more time. Okay, do we have anyone here to offer any comments on this to be sworn in at this time? The PC 2020-63CU, petition of Nicole Vickers for a conditional use to establish a child daycare business at 927 North Portage Path. Mr. Antonucci.
Thank you, Madam Chair, Commission members. Nicole Vickers is requesting permission to establish a child daycare business center at this location. Proposed daycare business center, known as Nicole's Nest, would be located in the former church with up to 45 full-time or part-time children ranging from 6 weeks to 12 years of age. The daycare would be operated Monday through Friday from 7 a.m. to 6 p.m. There will be no overnight stays.
Mike?
The petitioner plans on hiring 5 full-time and 1 part-time staff to accommodate the child daycare center. An outdoor play area surrounded with up to 6 feet in height white vinyl fencing will be set adjacent to the front of the building. Petitioner is the current owner and director of Nicole's Nest, a child daycare business center located on White Pond Drive, which has been open since 2014. If approved, the 927 Portage Path site would be their second location. Proposed use should not be intrusive to the neighborhood, as the existing building is over 100 feet away from the North Portage Path Street, and railroad tracks border the length of the property to the north. Traffic congestion should not be an issue due to the length of the driveway, the location of the parking lot, and children being dropped off and picked up at varying times of the day. The result of the reuse of this vacant former church site should not have a detrimental effect on nearby homes. Providing quality daycare services is beneficial to the entire city, and as such, the Office of Integrated Development and Planning staff supports the request and recommends approval subject to conditions. Thank you.
Here.
Good girl.
We have someone here to testify named Harry M. Could you unmute your microphone, sir?
Got it. Thank you. I'm Harry Manilopoulos. My wife Susan is here with me. We live at 1022 Margate Drive, which is directly across from the parking lot of the property.
Thank you. Do
With the
we
road.
have anyone here to speak in favor of this item?
Renee, your audio is very
Do we have persons here that need to be sworn in, Mr.
Yes, I'm going to swear. Sorry, sir, I didn't catch your last name. I'm sorry.
Manilopoulos.
Okay, Mr. Manilopoulos, if you and your wife could raise your right hand, please.
We also have Barbara Feld.
Okay, I'll get these two first. Ma'am and Miss, do you both swear that the testimony you're about to give will be the truth and nothing but the truth?
I do.
Yes.
Thank you. I'm going to get Mrs. Feld now also. Mrs. Feld,
Okay.
Mrs. Feld, can you unmute your microphone, please?
I just did.
Could you possibly redirect your camera so we could see you? There you go.
Okay.
And is there a gentleman there that's going to testify as well?
Yes, my husband, Dennis Feld.
Okay, if you could both raise your right hand, please.
Right hand, right hand.
The testimony you're about to give, the truth and nothing but the truth?
Yes.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Madam Chair.
Okay, can we have comments from the first persons that were sworn in? Is it Harry?
Yes, that would be Mr. Monopola.
Thank you very much.
Does anyone speak in favor of this item? Anyone speak in opposition?
Yes,
To have questions.
but we have some questions first. If approved,
Okay, John,
what? This
would
delay
you
is,
let them know? Thank you.
Go ahead, sir.
okay. I have a question. My wife may have a couple. if granted, does the conditional use of the property for use as a daycare end if the business is closed and or sold to a new operator, or is it permanent that that building could always be used as a daycare after this would be granted?
Yeah, I would say that Mike Antonucci, I'm the zoning manager. I would say that essentially the way this works is that council could put a condition on that, but usually a conditional use will run with the land, meaning that if it's converted to a daycare, it could stay a daycare. But that is something that can be considered for a condition, on that particular ordinance once it's passed.
So the hours of operation of a new owner could change because it's, unless those are, in the conditional use.
That's correct. There can be some conditions that are put on that specify those kind of conditions, like hours of operation, those kind of things. So those conditions could be put on it, and that would then carry with the ordinance if there's a new owner.
And I had that it was 7 a.m. to 6 p.m. were the hours stated.
So 5 days a week.
And is that 5 or 7 days a week?
That's correct. It's Monday through Friday is what they're, and I regret I don't see that the petitioner is here on this particular item.
Okay.
Like they noted a Saturday period too, 9 to 4:30 p.m.
Thank you. And what did you have as a question, Sue?
You stated something about a white vinyl fence being placed at the front of the property. Is that true?
Yes, what they're intending to do is have the play area in the front of the building, and that's where the fenced-in play area would be. So that would be fenced in with a white vinyl fence.
So we wouldn't have to worry about children getting lost in the woods off of the back parking lot or running into railroad trains.
Right, I believe that was their purpose, the
Okay.
reasoning for putting it where it's, where they're showing it.
There's enough room up front there for them to fence that in for a playground?
Yes, there is.
All right. Thank you.
One other point, we are both of the opinion we live in a totally residential neighborhood and do not think commercial businesses should be in this area.
Just so you're aware that this will go on to city council, and then city council will have to approve the ordinance, the conditional use ordinance. So you'll be notified of that meeting as well.
Okay. And just one other friendly suggestion, there's so much of a delay in Renee Green's. You might want to, I don't know if she has Spectrum or not, you might want to talk to them and see if they can do anything about it, because it's clearly her segment of the internet. It's not Zoom. Maybe they can help with that, because she's trying to do her job and it's a 30-second to a minute delay. And I could see where it's causing a little trouble. Just a friendly suggestion.
Does this person currently have a daycare?
Yeah, they said she does
Okay.
on White Pond. I think is that it that you have?
I think that's for now.
Thank you for giving us the opportunity to speak.
Thank you.
Mr. and Mrs. Feld, if you could unmute your microphone. I think the commission would like to hear what you have to say.
Thank you very much. We've been through this before with the previous request to turn the former Jehovah's Witness property into a daycare center. And evidently that did not materialize. So here we are again now with another request. And at the time when the first request was made, we were both very hesitant about this, because our property at 878 Delaware is adjacent to the Jehovah's Witness parking lot. It begins right at the rear of the church. And we're very concerned about perhaps children coming over into our woods, because we have an acre there adjacent to the railroad tracks. And perhaps
adjacent to the parking lot.
To the parking lot.
Or the paved and unpaved area that runs east and west of the Jehovah Witness property. I think we're hopefully all familiar with that. So it shows up on the, you could see it on the paper that was mailed out by the city. And there's an area that's marked with dotted lines, which is a Jehovah Witness property. And we have most of the properties of the that are adjacent to the Jehovah Witness property. And Alberta is a uncompleted street that is adjacent to our property.
right, and we have that woods between Alberta and the church parking lot, and we're concerned about children perhaps getting onto our property, hurting themselves. We as the owners being liable for that, for any kind of injury. So it brought up a lot of concerns last time, and we spoke at length with the owner or with the applicant and with Shamus, and we've met and everything, and they talked about putting a fence up there so that that would not be possible. And I would like to know a little bit more about Nicole Vickers and her Nicole's Nest over on White Pond. How long has that been in existence? You might have said, but I don't recall.
Yeah, that's it's been there for a while. At least we did have that in the.
I believe you said 2014, Mike.
Right, yeah, since 2014. But it had been, that particular location had been a daycare for quite some time.
Okay, so this is her second location, and she's wanting this because she has outgrown the one on White Pond.
I believe this would be, she would stay at White Pond and would have this as a second location. So she would maintain both.
Okay. I'm also concerned that it's open on Saturday. I did not know that it would be open on Saturday from 9 to 4:30. If it's a daycare center, that doesn't seem like that's within the parameters of what I consider daycare.
You can use that.
I believe you answered a question from the previous, the individuals who live on Margate. I'm sorry, I have Manilopoulos, but I don't think that's your name. Okay. Okay, great. When he and his wife asked, I believe you said that it would be open on Saturday from 9 to 4:30. Is that correct?
I'm not sure who, somebody said that. I don't have that in my report. I guess I could have to double check with Ms. Vickers. Unfortunately, she's not here at this call, so we could clarify that before it goes on to City Council.
Okay, because that just doesn't, from what I know of daycare centers, usually it's just a Monday through Friday operation. So if you would check on that for me. And you said that there would be 5 full-time employees and 1 part-time. What's the capacity for the children? What's that proposed number?
I don't know what that is. That's going to have to be something. Obviously, they're going to have to meet state requirements for licensing and all of that. So that would all be part of that. And they're looking at, 45 children. So
45 children.
Yeah.
Okay.
The driving out of that parking lot and going right and then coming down Margate. So 45 cars. Because that's a difficult place to turn left on.
Oh, a very difficult place to turn left.
Yeah.
I understood that in the past, there had been people applying for this property to perhaps make it into an event center. And that's something I don't think any of us want, is for it to be an event center. But both Dennis and I agree that since this is a residential area, we are surprised that there is a business going in. Could you address that, please? Is there no zoning that says this is strictly residential?
Well, so a place of worship is considered a retail use in our zoning code. Although it's permitted in residential areas with Board of Zoning Appeals approval, it doesn't go through as rigid an approval process as say another type of business would. So that's how the church was established there,
right,
through Board of Zoning Appeals approval. Now, when you go up to an event center or a daycare business, that does require this process, conditional use. So if somebody did come in and make an offer for an event center, they would also need to request the conditional use approval. So it would still go through the same process. So we feel that the way this building is laid out and, a daycare center is probably not as, would not have as much of an impact on the neighborhood as, say, an event center or something like that would be. So we feel that this would be a more appropriate use in something like that. And so that's our recommendation for the approval on this. Now we have, there has been lots of interest in this building, and yes, the daycare has been the most, the most common and occurring request. So.
One of the things that really surprises me is that the petitioner, Nicole Vickers, is not present at this hearing. I'm very, very disappointed because I think that it's important that we meet with her and that we be able to ask her directly the questions that we have and so forth. Did she just say she was unavailable?
Actually haven't heard from her, so I'm not sure why she's not here this morning. She was sent the link, so.
Okay. Dennis, do you have any more questions?
Yes. Is there any plan to put a road through from the current Jehovah Witness property to Alberta? The street that runs partially, it's adjacent to our property, but doesn't go up all the way to Portage Path. It's I don't know, you might need a map to understand what I mean, but it would provide an outlet to the Jehovah Witness property to Alberta. I'm not sure who the owner currently is.
I think it's Louis Stiles. He's passed away, but we had tried to buy that when we purchased the acre many, many years ago. Yes, it's right there. Right there.
Oh, good. Yes.
Yeah, I can say that there are no plans to do that. I wouldn't see a real need to do that through there. I think we'd have to dedicate a street through there. Somebody would have to build it to city standards. It would be quite a process to do that. I don't see a real need for that.
Right.
Okay, that's good. And maybe after this meeting is over, I can find out who, if Stiles still owns that one little piece of property, contact them and see about purchasing it. We've wanted to do that, and it's been on our to-do list for a long time. Okay, I think that we have finished with our questions. Once again, I'm very disappointed that Ms. Vickers is here. I'll mute it now.
Thank you. Is there anyone else to speak in opposition? Questions? Questions from the commission?
Mike, we did have
Recommendation.
we did have one written, just one write-in. I did forward it to you.
Yes, and we will acknowledge that we did receive that communication from Mr. and Mrs. Wright. Correct. Thank you. It's a recommendation from the commission.
Move to approve.
Seconded.
Ms. York,
Aye.
Mrs. Boyce,
Yes.
Ms. Sweet Bunton,
Yes.
Mr. Wyatt,
Yes.
Mrs. Green.
Yes. Thank you. We declared the public hearing on this item closed. PC 2020-65 CU petition of Public hearing before the Akron City Planning Commission will come to order. The order of procedure here today will be the Department of Planning and Urban Development will present each of the petitions or applications on the agenda. We will hear from the proponents. We will hear from the opponents. Planning Commission members will then consider their decision on each matter. Our decision may be for approval, disapproval, or time for additional study. Anyone wishing to speak on a specific item under consideration will be recognized and identify himself or herself by name and address. If you intend to speak or offer any comment or opinion pertaining to any item in this program, you will need to be sworn in for your testimony.
Mrs. Wadood and Mr. Bell, if you could both.
This will be PC 2020-65 CU petition of Alfred Bell for a conditional use to establish a type A daycare home on property at 691 Aberdeen Street. Mr. York.
Thank you. Mrs. Wadood and Mr. Bell, if you could both unmute your microphone.
Mr. Bell and...
Bear with us, we're having a bit of technical difficulty. There's a little bit of delay in Mrs. Green's. And so if you could both raise your right hand. Do you swear or affirm that the testimony you're about to give will be the truth and nothing but the truth?
Yes.
Yes.
Thank you. And as the chairwoman said, you'll both need to state your full names and residential address before you get started with your testimony. Yes. But I think Mr. Antonucci is going to go first. Go ahead, Mike.
Thank you, Madam Chair, Commission members. Alfred Bell is requesting permission to establish a child daycare home at this location. The proposed daycare home, known as Kiddo Care LLC, would be located on the first and second floors of the 3-story, 1,800 square foot colonial dwelling. The facility would provide services and activities for up to 12 children, ranging from 6 weeks to 12 years of age. The daycare would be operational from Monday through Friday, between the hours of 7 a.m. to 6:30 p.m. and on Saturday from 9 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. The daycare will accommodate overnight stays as needed. The petitioner has 2 additional employees to help with the business. The property contains an enclosed rear yard area, rear yard for an outdoor play area. The children will be scattered throughout the day, and some of the children will be part-time, full-time, or just after school care. Since the children are dropped off and picked up at various times of the day, traffic congestion should not be an issue. Providing quality daycare service is beneficial to the entire city, and as such, the Office of Integrated Development and Planning staff supports this request and recommends approval subject to conditions. Thank you.
Thank you. Anyone speak in favor of this item? Mr. Bell?
Yes. Sorry. Yeah. My name is Alfred Bell. My address is 691 Aberdeen Street, Akron, Ohio, 44310.
What would you like
Yeah,
the
it's-
commission to
I
know
really-
about your plans?
My plans is to expand from a B into an A, to where we can care for more children. Let me see. That's really
Pretty simple.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's really it. Sorry.
You want to say anything else?
No.
I guess I'll chime in. My name is Jasmine Wadood. My address is 44 Kimlin Circle, Akron, Ohio, 44310. And I am co-owner of the Kiddo Care LLC. We registered with the state of Ohio originally back in 2016 as the Brat Boulevard Daycare. And we decided to rebrand the daycare with the venture of the Type A. And basically, we're just trying to grow and expand and offer more services to the community around us. We are right about 300 feet from the Finley Elementary School. And as a Type B daycare, we are very limited as far as our ratios and capacity is concerned. So this will double capacity for us, and as well as open up more availability during this time with COVID-19 and everything else that's going on. So this is really just us doing our part.
Thank you. Any questions from the commission? Recommendation?
Move to approve.
Ms. York,
I second it.
Aye.
Ms. Sweet Bunton,
Yes.
Ms. Boyce,
Yes.
Mr. Wyatt,
Aye.
Mrs. Green.
Yes. Thank you. We declare this public hearing closed on this item.
Thanks.
Public hearing before the Akron City Planning Commission will come to order. The order of procedure here today will be the Department of Planning and Urban Development will present each of the petitions or applications on the agenda. We will hear from the proponents. We will hear from the opponents. Planning Commission members will then consider their decision on each matter. Our decision may be for approval, disapproval, or time for additional study. Anyone wishing to speak on a specific item under consideration will be recognized and identify himself or herself by name and address. If you intend to speak or offer any opinion on this item, please give us, you will have to be sworn in and give us your name and address. And this is PC 2020-69 CU, petition of Timothy and Emily Marks for a conditional use to construct an oversized accessory structure, carriage house with living space for parents at 2250 Lancaster Road. And do we have petitioners here?
Alyssa, is anyone in the waiting room?
No, there's nobody here for this
Mr.
item.
Antonucci.
Thank you, Madam Chair, Commission members. Timothy and Emily Marks are requesting permission to construct a detached structure or a carriage house with a 3-car garage and a single-family living area above the garage to a height of 30 feet within the backyard of the property. The carriage house would roughly measure 42.5 feet in length by 30 feet in width for a footprint of 1,275 square feet of area. The structure will be sited behind the dwelling at the end of the existing driveway, with the front elevation of the structure facing north. It will be situated at a minimum of 10 feet east of the side yard property line, conforming to required setbacks. The existing accessory structure on the property is to be demolished and removed. Exterior construction material will consist of cedar siding and roof shingles that will match the house. The gable roof will also have 2 dormers on the front elevation, also to match the style of the house. Windows are depicted on all 4 elevations for air and light circulation. Secondary access to the second floor will be through an elevator through a staircase. The proposed carriage house will be utilized for vehicle and residential storage and as a seasonal living space for the parents of the applicant. The application states that one of the petitioner's parents live in Florida. They would like to spend more time in Akron with the family. In the future, the space could become a place for them to live full-time. The design of the structure is intended to complement the character of the existing house and would be set near an undeveloped portion of the neighboring flag lot that is used as a natural landscape buffer between the properties. The property is well maintained, and the proposal will only enhance the property and neighborhood. And such planning staff and Office of Integrated Development support the request and recommends approval subject to conditions. Thank you.
Thank you. Are there any questions from the commission?
Mike, did you
A
say
recommendation?
Did you say they was putting an elevator in there?
Yeah, there's an elevator in there.
Ah,
that's
good.
The parents will be living on the second floor. So.
Wow, that's huge.
I have a question, Madam Chair. Are the, this is for Mike, are the petitioners required to provide plans?
It looks like now the petitioner just joined in the waiting room if you want me to bring her in.
And I can share a screen with plans here.
Alyssa, that would be good.
Hey, buddy.
Don, do you want to wait to swear them in before I share my screen? Is that easier?
Sure, sure. Ms. Marks, can you hear me? Okay, could you unmute your microphone?
Yep.
There you go. Is there anyone there with you?
No.
That will be testifying. Okay, then I'm just going to swear you in. Please raise your right hand. Do you swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give will be the truth, nothing but the truth?
Yes.
Thank you. Mike, why don't you go ahead, and then after you get done, we can hear from Ms. Marks.
Sure. So here's the style of the house, the carriage house. The 3 doors for the garage is on the front with the dormers, windows around, 2 stories, and here's the floor plan with the living areas on the second floor. And the siding and the roof type will match the existing house.
Thank you.
Ms. Marks?
Yes.
Could you state your name and address? And then you could explain to the commission what you're proposing?
Sure. My name is Emily Marks. My address is 2250 Lancaster Road, Akron 44313. And I think Mike's summary describes it well. We're looking to add a 3-car garage carriage house with living space for my parents currently reside in Florida, and we would like them to be able to spend some time here in the summertime, with the idea being that as they age, they could potentially use this as their full-time property if necessary. But currently it would just be more or less their summer home. And I'm happy to answer any questions anyone has about it.
Mike, I have a question. So if this home would become a full-time residence, is that allowed per city requirements or city laws, I guess?
Right. Well, that's why the conditional use is being requested, is because it essentially becomes a second dwelling unit on the property in a single family neighborhood. However, there is a condition that we're recommending here to go before council that says that it's to be used for residential purposes only and not as a rental unit. So that would essentially put it in the realm of, the mother-in-law house, carriage house kind of situation. We had another one similar to this on, I believe, Wolcott Road in the neighborhood. So that would be the condition.
Yeah, just curious. I didn't know what the rules were with, if it would become a full-time residence. So, okay, great. Thank you.
Any other questions from the commission? Recommendation?
Move to approve.
Second.
Ms. York,
Aye.
Ms. Sweet Bunton,
Yes.
Ms. Boyes,
Yes.
Mr. Wyatt, Mr. Wyatt,
Aye, sorry about that.
Mrs. Green.
Yes. Thank you. I'll declare the public hearing closed on this item. Are there any other items to come before the commission?
No, ma'am.
Okay, motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Hi, everybody.
Bye.
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 Thank you. Thank you.
I'll be happy to see you all in person soon.
Mm-hmm.